Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I've got 10 dynamic ball mastery exercises to improve your tight space ball control. A huge thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring today's video. OneFootball is a free football app that allows you to follow your favorite teams, leagues and players so that you can keep fully up to date in the world of football through news, transfer rumors, live scores and match highlights. Download the OneFootball app today, link's going to be in the description. For the first exercise, we're using the inside of one foot, pushing it diagonally through the gaps between the cones and stopping it with the sole of the opposite foot. So we're not tapping across, but we're instead pushing the ball. So keeping it close to our body, and as it gets halfway between the gap, we then release it and then stop it with the sole of the opposite foot so we can go in the opposite direction. For each of these exercises, I'd recommend 5 repetitions there and back. For the second exercise, we're using the sole and inside of both feet again, but this time we're doing alternating V-cuts. So we drag the ball towards us, exchange feet and push it 90 degrees out away from us, and then we retrieve the ball with that same foot we push it away with, and then go back in the opposite direction. And we're going to make our way through each gap of the cones until we've got to the opposite side. Then we're going to return on the same side of the cones so that both feet are getting an equal amount of work. For the third exercise, we're continuing to use the inside and sole of both feet. This time we're rolling it across in between the gap, then we're rolling it back across that same gap and pushing it forward with the opposite foot. So we're going to go down one side of the cones on the way up, and then we're going to keep on the same side of those cones on the way back so that we're getting an equal amount of repetitions on both feet in both ways. So we're going across our body with the sole, stopping it with the inside of the opposite foot, rolling it across once again, and then pushing it forward on that second sole roll until we've gotten all the way back to the start. For exercise 4, we're combining la croqueta with the sole roll. So we perform 2 croquetas in each gap. Then on that second one, we push it forwards and then we sole roll it through the next gap, and then we perform the same double croquetas but on the opposite side, making our way through the course to the end, turning around and repeating back to the start. For exercise 5, we push the ball 45 degrees with the laces, and then we drag the ball back towards us using the sole of that same foot. Then we push it through once again with that same foot, again using the laces. Then we use the inside of that same foot to stop the ball so that we can repeat in the opposite direction. So moving through the cones at 45 degrees using the laces, the sole and the inside of both feet. For exercise 6, we're combining the L drag with a sole roll. So we drag the ball behind us with the sole of our foot, use the inside of that same foot to push it behind our standing leg, roll the ball back across with the opposite foot using the sole, then we push it forward with the inside of the opposite foot and repeat until we get all the way to the end of the cones. Then we're going to turn around and go back down the same side so that we can get equal work on both feet. For exercise 7, we're combining the outside step over with the inside step over. So we throw our foot around the front of the ball from inside to outside, and then using the outside of the opposite foot, we're pushing the ball through the gaps 45 degrees, stopping the ball with the sole of the opposite foot, and then we perform an inside step over, so throwing a foot around the ball again, but this time from outside to inside, and then with that same foot pushing it through the gap with the outside of the foot. In exercise 8, we're using the laces to push the ball 45 degrees, then we're placing that same foot on top of the ball, dragging it towards us, but we're going to exchange feet and then roll through the gap with the sole of the opposite foot. So it's a quick movement out, dragging it back towards us, through the gap with the sole of the opposite foot, and exchange feet and go in the opposite direction. For exercise 9, we push the ball 45 degrees with the outside of our foot, then we hook the ball behind our standing leg using the inside of that same foot, and then we push it through the gaps with the outside of our opposite foot. So it's a mini Cruyff and then pushing it through with the opposite foot. And for exercise 10, we're working side on to the cones this time. We're rolling the ball from one foot to the other. Then on that second touch, we're dragging it through the gaps between the cones and pivoting to get our body on the opposite side, and then we're repeating. So this one takes a little bit of coordination and timing, making sure we're rolling the ball with the right texture and the right weight so that we can retrieve the ball on the opposite side after pivoting.
So there we have it, 10 dynamic ball mastery exercises to improve your tight space ball control. And if you're looking for more ball mastery exercises, you can check out the playlist on the screen right now, or you can check out my very own 7-day ball mastery training programs, Maestro and Maestro 2.0. Both of those will be linked in the description box below. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash the like button, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.